pumpkin spice cake cookies. Y'all, this is the easiest, most delicious cookie you are ever gonna make in your life. I came up with this recipe last year, and by far it is one of my most favorite fall recipes that I have ever done. I'm gonna show you guys how I make them. Last year when I thought up this recipe, it's because I was doing some cake cookie recipes. I don't know if you guys have ever done a cake cookie before, but basically you take a box of cake and a box of instant Jell-O, you put them together with a few other ingredients, and they make the most moist, delicious cookies you're ever gonna have in your life. So when I was making these cake cookies, I'm like, why couldn't we do a pumpkin spice cookie? It was fall time, I wanted something fallish, and I thought, let's do it. So what did I do? I went and got a perfectly pumpkin cake mix. This is the Pillsbury Moist Supreme Perfectly Pumpkin Cake Mix. This one. You want to get this one. If you can't find this one, you could do a spice cake mix. That will work just as good. So you're going to take your cake mix and add it into a bowl. If you've never made cake cookies before, y'all, it's the easiest recipe. You can take any box of cake mix and any instant Jell-O pudding mix, and you can like come up with the craziest like combos. I've done, I can't even tell you how many different kinds I've done. Over Christmas, I did a white chocolate peppermint cookie. Oh my gosh, y'all. It was so good. Next ingredient, vanilla instant pudding mix. This is the 3.4 ounce box. I've been thinking about these cookies since last year. I'm not kidding. I think this, if I remember right, I'm pretty sure this recipe went like super viral because it's just so good. Okay, instant pudding into your cake mix. 2 eggs. I always try to figure out which chicken's egg I'm using, and the only eggs that I can ever pick out are Ruthie's. So Ruthie is our smallest bird. She's tiny, she's a Bantam. She's also our mama hen. Every time we hatch out chicks, for whatever reason, she's the one that goes broody and wants to be the mama to them. She's super tiny, and her eggs are always super tiny. So I can always pick out hers, but the other girls, I never know. This is half a cup of melted butter. One thing about this dough, you don't need a hand mixer or a stand mixer. You want to mix this with a spoon. Another thing about this dough, it can get kind of dry. You definitely don't want to over mix it. And if it starts to get dry and you feel like it's not forming the way that we want it to, add a little bit of milk. Now, when I talk a little bit of milk, I'm saying like a teaspoon of milk, and just keep adding milk gradually until it's not dry. Like right now, you can see mine is kind of dry. It's not all the way coming together. So I'm just gonna pour just a little bit of milk in here. Now that the milk's added in there, give it a good stir. Once all of the dough comes together, you're just gonna basically stir this until it reaches like a dough-like consistency. If you need to add a little bit more milk, add a little bit more milk. Just don't overdo it. You definitely wanna make sure you're not over mixing, but we wanna get all of it mixed together really well. The dough is gonna be very thick. I'm just gonna go ahead and warn you now. In true Sam fashion, I forgot one ingredient. You wanna add in 1 tablespoon of cinnamon. Do this before you start all the mixing. Don't be like me and forget, but if you do forget, just add a little bit in and stir it up. It's no big deal. You definitely don't want to skip out on the cinnamon. Honestly, y'all, I had almost all of these cookies laid out and I was like, wait a minute, I'm pretty sure cinnamon goes in these. Sure enough. So don't be like me and forget. Get your cookie sheet. We're gonna scoop these out. I like to use a little ice cream scoop. Normally I spray it down with cooking spray so that they just plop right out. I didn't have any cooking spray, so I actually use butter, and it just helps them kind of not stick to the spoon. Honestly, I feel like adding the cinnamon in the way that I did is gonna give it like a cinnamon swirl look, which is kind of cute. Now there is a trick to these cookies, okay? You have to put them in the fridge before you put them in the oven. You wanna get the dough cold. So I like to scoop them out so that I can throw them in the fridge, let them be in there for about 15 minutes before I throw them in the oven. Basically what that does is it helps the dough from spreading. I'm gonna go pop these in the fridge so they have time to cool. While they're sitting in the fridge, preheat your oven to whatever temperature it says on the back of your cake box. So on my cake box, it says 350 degrees, so that's what my oven is preheating to. Y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and say this right now. These smell so good. My house smells incredible. I cannot wait to eat one of these. I also want to point something out before we frost these cookies. The cinnamon may have been one of the better things that I ever messed up. I'm not kidding. You can like see the cinnamon swirl in there. Now I'm gonna give you guys an option. You can either keep them just like this, because I mean, come on, it is really, really cute, or you can frost them. I'm gonna show you guys a little trick when it comes to frosting. So you can get whatever frosting you want. I'm using vanilla. Last year I used cream cheese frosting, which was also really, really good. Get a spoonful of it. You're gonna melt this in your microwave. You wanna melt it to the point that it's just kind of like a liquidy type consistency. I'll show you. 25 seconds does it every time. I don't know why it's always 25 seconds, but it is. Basically, it makes the frosting into like a glaze. Then you take a little brush and you can just glaze your cookies with some frosting. You don't have to do this though. You can leave them just like that and they're gonna be just as good. I like to put just a little bit of this on here. Also, just a little tip, you definitely want to take them off the cookie sheet and put them on a cooling rack so that they don't keep baking. Okay, I think I'm only gonna ice half of them because some of them do look really, really pretty. Literally the moment that I've been waiting for since last fall. Let me give you guys a little bit of a close-up. They're so good. I cannot wait to dive into this. If fall had a cookie, it would be this. I'm not even kidding. These are so good. They're super moist, they're super soft, they're so flavorful. Pumpkin spice all the way through. Y'all, if I can convince you to do one of my recipes, it's this one. This, no doubt in my mind, is a winner.